It's a spectacular feeling. It's just a ball of energy. It can open up doors for you that weren't there before.
It's an 8 on the river! It's quads for O'Dwyer!
I don't know what to say, I'm speechless.
I went there as a 21-year-old unknown kid, and that propelled me into the man that I am today.
I can't describe it in words. There's no way to put this together.
If you win an EPT, you're going to get a lot of respect for it. It set me up to the platform I am today, and it's made me grow as a player.
It just means so much to me. I can't even tell you how happy I am right now.
It's our last day here in Monaco for the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. 6 players remain in contention for the 7-figure score and the coveted title. It's been an emotional journey for everyone involved, as we've witnessed some of the sickest poker runouts in the history of the tour.
Okay, my friend.
All in and call on the bubble.
Oh, kings.
Deuce on the turn, and the bubble will burst.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
A 3-way all-in at the outer tables. Ludovic Geilich has both players covered.
9 on the flop, Ludo is ahead.
King on the turn, Payon now with the best hand.
Straight on the river, worst hand takes it.
Holy dooly.
This is a 3-way all-in. Aces versus kings versus queens. It's a queen!
Aces and kings cracked. Mateos takes down 2.
Will this craziness continue as we head into the final? Welcome inside the most beautiful poker room in the world. In 2013, it played host to an all-star lineup. 2014 was the year of the rookie. And with this final table, we've got the best of both worlds.
For some of these guys, a win here means automatic entry into the poker pantheon. For guys like Ola Shemian and Johnny Lodden, they're already in, but a piece of grand final hardware would put them front and center.
So, will the trophy go to a seasoned pro, or will it be a new name carved onto the list of champions?
Either way, someone's walking out of here a millionaire.
The stage is set, and the players are ready to enter the arena for the final confrontation.
My name is Adrian Mateos. I'm 20 years old. I think that I will win the final table. Of course, they are all really good players, but I'm really confident in myself, so I think I will win.
My name is Jose Carlos Garcia, and I'm 22 years old. Obviously, this is one of the most prestigious events of the year, so it's pretty amazing. Can't even imagine what it would mean to me to take an EPT Grand Final title. For sure, it would mean a lot.
Je m'appelle Mehedine Fares. La partie tranquillement, en essayant de bien analyser chaque coup où je devrais jouer. Il n'y a que de bons joueurs sur cette table finale, des joueurs sérieux aussi. Donc, je l'aborde avec confiance.
I'm Hadi Al-Asmar and I'm 47 years old. This game, anybody can win. Anybody, believe me. I'm not professional, I play for fun. I'm not playing for the money. I think it's an advantage for me.
Ola Shemian. I'm happy that I got this far. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, I've been playing a lot of EPTs already, and yeah, it would be nice to win one for sure.
Johnny Lodden,
from Norway. I'm still waiting for my first place finish, and it would taste amazing if I can take that trophy. I've been trying for 10 years, and it's been my #1 goal since I sat down playing my first EPT.
Six players, one title. On the final day of the EPT's 11th season, let's crown a champion here in Monaco.
There's that trophy Johnny Lodden thinks would taste amazing. He knows not to put it in his mouth, right?
One would hope. So blinds, 25,000, 50,000 with a 5,000 ante. Adrian Mateos first to speak. He's under the gun.
The great white hope for Spain.
Folded around to Muhaddin Ferez.
This guy's such a rock. Get it?
King 8. He folds. Hadi Al-Asmar, our qualifier, is out. Ola Shemian has aces in the small blind. And he limps.
Looking to induce.
Johnny Lodden with 6-5 offsuit. Johnny's going to take a free flop.
Man, how unlucky is that? This ain't his first rodeo.
Shemian flops top set. Goes to bet. Johnny folds!
Open it. Open it.
Go ahead.
You're in the lead. I only had trip twos.
Damn it. No action. What the waiting for you?
It's nobody's first rodeo. It's not a rodeo at all. It's a poker tournament, which is why I sent the clown home.
Next hand. Actions on Jose Carlos Garcia. A6. He folds.
Tight.
Jack 8 for Ferez. He passes. Al-Asmar is out. Shemian on the button with junk. He folds.
I'm gonna take an Oli mode. If I have aces, I limp.
Johnny on the small blind.
I don't.
Ace 9.
Just one ace.
It's a raise to 135,000. Adrian Mateos with 6 deuce of hearts in the big.
Nobody likes to fold their big blind anymore. And this might be one of those hands that's so bad if he wants to play, he's gonna 3-bet it.
Yeah, re-raise to 350,000.
What you have, Adrian?
1.6, 1.7.
Johnny could call. He could also easily 4-bet.
He goes with the third option and folds.
Wow, he just didn't think Mateos was going to be light there too often. He was wrong.
Big laydown. No? It's huge. What do you have?
Big fall?
Yeah.
Kinda.
But you can say, if I push, what do you do then? You're out.
I have to think.
Pretend thinking. Ah, okay.
Most of Johnny's thinking is pretend thinking.
Well, here's what they're playing for. Half the table. Ferez, Asmar, and Garcia have already locked up their biggest cashes to date.
It's pretty cool.
Action folded around to Ferez on the button. King 9 of spades.
Sure, why not?
He raises to 110,000. Hadi Al-Asmar, our qualifier, has ace-queen. He calls out of the small blind.
You can put in a 3-bet there, but not necessary.
Ola Shemian in the big blind with jack 10.
Though if he did 3-bet, he probably wouldn't have to take this flop 3 ways. Because Ola Shemian's gonna call.
Sure enough, so the 3 big stacks at the table taking a flop. This could get interesting. So, top pair for Shemian, a flush draw for Ferez.
Well, something for everybody.
Check.
Action check to the pre-flop aggressor. He checks behind.
Everyone's playing this pretty passively.
Jack on the turn, Shemian improves to 2 pair. Al Asmar picks up a gut shot.
That is a really bad card for El Asmar, and he's gonna bet it anyway.
115,000.
Not only does he not have the best hand, but there's so many draws out there, it's gonna be super hard for him to fold out weak hands that are better than his.
Blue chips are 5,000, yellows are 25,000, the green and blacks are 100,000. So that's a raise to 390k.
And this makes a lot of sense in such a draw-heavy board. You want to get the chips in while you're pretty sure you got the best hand, charge folks to draw.
Well, Ferez decides to draw, he calls. Al Asmar folds.
I don't see what else Ferez could really do, but cold calling kind of gives away your hand.
Heads up to the river, which is the ace of spades, nut flush for Ferez. Shemian still with 2 pair. And he bets 420,000.
Swaggy little blocker bet. This bet's like putting Jack Bauer, a suspect, and a floor lamp in the same room. It's gonna tell him exactly what he needs to know.
Ferez raises to 1.4 million, sending a very clear message that he has it.
And now, just like Jack Bauer at the end of every season of 24, this is where Ola gets away.
I call.
What?
My world is crumbling. What just happened?
Shemian pays him off.
I don't even know what to say. Other than nice hand Ferez.
Shemian, now a shorty. So the amateur gets the better of the pro and extends his chip lead. Want to tangle with the pros at the next EPT Grand Final? Qualify now at PokerStars.com. Ola Shemian's title hopes have taken a hit at the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final, much to the relief of the other players, most of whom consider Ola to be a dangerous opponent.
Oli is an absolutely magic player. When he plays a pot, everybody pays attention.
He knows the game very well, has the experience, he's been here so many times before, so yeah, he's definitely one of those who you don't want to play against.
I don't know why all and everybody's afraid about him. It's easy to take from him chips. That's my opinion.
What do you think of that statement? Press 1 for silly, press 2 for boss.
Just to be obtuse, I shall press 3.
Story checks out.
Action folded to Merdin Ferez, 10-3. He mucks that. So here he is, our qualifier with 9-8 of hearts. He raises. And Ola Shemian has aces. I wonder how easy it will be for Hattie to get chips from him here.
As James Hardigan would say, Hattie El Asmar, you just created a rod to beat yourself with.
Shemian 3 bets. He re-raises to 225,000.
Johnny really wishes he has a hand here, but he doesn't.
He folds. It's back on Hattie. And he calls in position. A jack-high flop with no hearts. Shemian a 96% favorite.
I really don't think 8-9 of hearts could have missed this any harder.
Shemian bets. El Asmar folds.
That's twice now. Frustrating.
Most impressive.
Well, Hattie didn't take all his chips, but in his defense, he played it fine and lost the minimum.
I wonder what you had there. Really wonder what you had there.
Johnny thinks he was just attacking the amateur on his right, but Johnny is wrong. Don't be like Johnny.
Blinds are up. We're now playing 30,000, 60,000 with a 10,000 ante. Folded to El Asmar. He's out. Shemian on the button. As ace tray.
Probably just taking a second to contemplate the fact that he's about to go all in at the final table of the EPT Grand Final.
I'm all in.
Yeah, he shoves with his short stack. Johnny Lodden passes.
Call.
Adrian Mateos calls with ace-king.
Oh, that is unlucky for Ola. Buenos dias, Adrian.
You have faith? You need faith.
You gotta think twice before you give your heart away.
That's boom.
Not boom, wham.
5, 4, deuce.
So we're on the verge of losing Shemian in 6th place. And not much for him on the flop. Mateos the commanding favorite.
He's got 2 backdoor straight draws.
A 6 on the turn, leaving Shemian with 3 outs. He needs a 3 on the river. It's a deuce. Shemian, the first man out.
Man, I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Good game. Good luck.
Buenos dias, Adrian.
So still no EPT title for Shemian.
Well, that's probably the last we'll ever see of him.
Adrian Mateos now playing the better part of 2.2 million.
He's a cute boy.
Ferez still out in front, with Garcia bringing up the rear. Everyone else with a very playable stack.
Shemian out in 6. Muhyiddin Ferez chip leader. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Actions on Garcia. Ace-9 suited in the cutoff.
All in.
He shoves. Ferez has kings.
Call.
Masterfully played.
He puts Garcia at risk. No one else gets involved.
Well, it's unlucky for Garcia, but hey, there's still some aces in the deck.
As things stand, he is way behind and likely to go out in 5th place. It's a clubby flop. No one actually has a club.
Ferez has got a rail. Hello, Senegal.
Aero clubs.
Yeah. Ace of club, 9 of club.
Everyone loves a chop pot.
Jack of clubs.
Now you only have 2 outs.
Plenty of chopportunities. The ace of diamonds or the ace of hearts would give Garcia the full double up. And he survives if it's a club on the river.
He'll take the ace of clubs.
It's the 10 of spades. Garcia is out.
Guys, it's over.
Ferez now has more than 8 million.
Disappointing for Garcia, but hey, you outlasted Shemian.
And he scores the biggest live cash of his career. And right now, with 4 players remaining, this guy has a stranglehold on the final table.
Et je suis venu avec mon frère Hassan Fares, aussi qui est un joueur de poker, et un ami Imad Darwish. On est tous les 3 du Sénégal et nous sommes venus ensemble pour passer une semaine de vacances et jouer dans les tournois. Je travaille dans le négoce des matériaux de construction. Le gain de l'argent n'est pas primordial pour moi. Je pense que ça peut être un avantage vis-à-vis des autres. Ce serait vraiment un rêve. C'est sûr que tous les Sénégalais et les Dakarois m'attendent. Ils me suivent et ils attendent que je puisse ramener le titre au Sénégal.
Oddly enough, Ferez would be the 11th Senegalese EPT champ.
Hashtag fake fact.
They love their poker there.
Well, the chip leader is first to speak here with pocket 6s. He's counting out a raise to 135,000. And on to Adrian Mateos in the big blind. Queen 10. He defends.
This will be a race if we see all 5 cards. The trick is to sometimes not see all 5 and win some of the ones by betting that you'd lose at showdown.
A set for Ferez.
Check.
Mateos checks his gut shot. And Ferez checks behind.
Oh man, you gotta bet your sets. You're losing value and giving free cards.
Mateos turns a straight.
Look, the jack was coming no matter what, so it's not like the check hurt him that much. But now would be a bad time to stop playing it slow.
Mateos leads the turn for 250,000.
Oh boy.
Ferez raises to $500,000.
It's not really Ferez's fault, but in general, you don't want to be checking when you're ahead and raising when you're behind. For your health. And now that Ferez has shown himself to be strong, I'd say there's a pretty good chance Mateos tosses in a few more betting discs.
Here comes the re-raise. A 3-bet to 1.3 million.
Now, I really think the move here is to just call. If you're behind and you get it in, you're in really bad shape. If you're ahead and you get it in, he's probably folding. At least if you just call, your opponent can bluff again on the river.
I'm all in.
Ferez shoves, and Mateos calls with the nuts.
It's a straight. It's bad. You got outs though, dude, bro. All of Senegal on its feet.
This is the biggest pot of the tournament so far. Adrian Mateos gets a huge double up unless the board pairs on the river. Kings, jacks, nines, and the K6 all eliminate Mateos. The river card is a 10.
Yes!
That changes everything.
Yes, it does. We have a new chip leader.
Good hand.
Could we see our first Spanish champion on the EPT?
Hello, my babies. Want to listen to more of my jokes and embarrassing stories without poker getting in the way? Subscribe to EPT Not Live on iTunes or download it from soundcloud.com/EPT.live. There's guests, competitions, online dating. You can even get some behind-the-scenes gossip on the show you're watching right now. That's right, more layers than an advanced Rubik's Cube, which has 2 layers. More layers than that. EPT Not Live.
There's a new favorite to win the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. And he's Spanish. Adrian Mateos leads the way for now, but he knows better than anyone that fortunes can change with the turn of a card.
Yeah.
On day 5, Adrian was involved in a massive 3-way all-in, holding the worst hand.
To win any tournament, you have to run good, and the queen can. So it's a big pot for me. Yeah, it's really important because we make final table with a good stack. Now I only want to win the tournament.
James, Mateos es el favorito.
Gracias, el comentador.
James, I must go. Vaya con Dios.
Blinds are 40,000, 80,000 with a 10,000 ante.
160.
Johnny Lodden raises the button with Queen 10 of diamonds. Pocket 7s for the chip leader, Adrian Mateos.
I like a 3-bet here against Johnny's stack and his wide opening range.
He does re-raise. He makes it 440,000.
And this is a pretty easy call for Johnny in position with a hand this strong.
He does call.
Man, these spots are getting tense. 1 million chips in the middle already.
Lodden outflops Mateos. He has top pair.
Great flop for Johnny.
And Adrian's going to continue. 350K.
Betting small here. He'll never get a better hand to fold, but he can sometimes fold out worse hands that have decent equity against him.
Johnny calls. We go to the turn. And it's a third five. So both players with a full house. Mateos slows down.
All I know is Johnny's not too worried about a five. He is not super worried about being beat here.
He's taking over the betting. That's 350,000.
Now Johnny's betting small to make it look like all the times he's going to have air here.
Mateos calls.
I mean, how can you fold for that amount?
The river card is a 9. Lodden has a lock on this.
Not exactly a scare card for Mateos, but it might make it easier for him to get away from a value bet.
Adrian has checked.
Smalling.
Johnny shoves. Mateos folds.
He made that look easy, but that was kind of a hero fold.
Johnny takes a nice pot off the chip leader.
I still think it's a good bet by Johnny, even though it didn't get called.
He's now third in chips, hoping to finish this final table number 1.
I've been in this position so many times and I always manage to mess it up.
Johnny Lodden shoves!
Oh man, Johnny's really stepped in it here.
Johnny Lodden exits in third.
If I win Monte Carlo, that would be just a great experience and a good revenge from the third place 2 years ago. I think I have around 20 cashes now and at least 10 top 16 places, but only 2 final tables. Hopefully I can close this one down and that would be a relief.
Johnny says if he closes this out, he's finally gonna learn to read.
Hashtag fake facts. Well, Johnny's putting a lot of pressure on himself to do well here. How about we share some of the burden? How about we sweat with Johnny?
All right, I'll allow it.
Pocket fives under the gun. He raises to 160,000. Adrian Mateos calls in position on the button. Muhyiddin Ferez in the small blind. Also calls.
I don't need to be rude, but I'm not super worried about Ferez just calling out of the small blind.
Adi Al-Asmar, our qualifier, is in the big blind.
Yeah, it's fun. Everybody's in. You see, when you don't 3-bet, so much more. Now everybody can win.
Set, please.
Family pot. And an ace-9 3-flop. Ferez checks. Al-Asmar checks. Johnny checks.
Free card? Huh? What do you say?
No dice. 275,000 from Mateos. Ferez calls. Al-Asmar folds. He completely missed the flop.
So calling would be pretty weird here with a bet and call in front of us, and I know what I would do, but folding's never really been Johnny's thing.
Remember, those black chips are 100K apiece. This is a check raise to 715,000.
Aha, all right. See, now Johnny did raise under the gun, so he can rep an ace here pretty realistically. We're repping an ace.
Action back on Mateos. He calls. Muhyiddin Ferez. folds. He had a 9.
Well, we got rid of one hand, and it was better than ours.
So heads up to the turn. Four of clubs. Having raised flop, Johnny checks the turn.
We're definitely taking an interesting line. Usually we're supposed to keep betting there.
So Mateos bets 650,000.
Now this says to me that Adrian is not too worried about what we've got, but if he had a really big ace, maybe he would have 3-bet before the flop? No?
Johnny calls. And this hand's going to the river. With nearly 3.7 million in the middle, Johnny only has 2 million behind. It's the ace of diamonds pairing the board.
That makes it tougher for us to rep an ace, but also it makes it tougher for Mateos to have one.
Johnny checks again.
All in.
And the chip leader shoves on Lodden.
Oh, boy. Calling here and being right is the kind of thing legends are made of, but calling here and being wrong is so stupid and obvious that when you do it, you pretty much die of shame. I think this is a super easy fold, but for some reason, Johnny doesn't agree with me. Johnny knows just how aggressive Mateos has been. I can't even imagine the amount of dynamic and leveling that has been going on for Johnny to be even thinking about calling here.
Clearly a tough decision for him.
Now that Johnny's so suspicious, I kind of want him to call.
Johnny folds. Mateos shows a bluff, jack high!
Oh, he didn't have to show it.
Sykt ikke stoler på instinktene, skal være blikksynere. Jævla dårlig.
Vaya con Dios.
No ace and I snap it off. Because then it make no sense what he's betting if it's not an ace. Ace you can easily bet. It's a queen, I can snap it off.
I don't even know how you even think about calling there.
So sure you were floating. When I called the turn, I was just gonna call the river. I had nothing. Air.
Hashtag can't believe he even thought about calling. Hashtag 6 spot. Hashtag no filter.
Johnny now the low man at the table. But things could be looking up for him here. He's got ace queen. He raises to 160k. Mohidian Ferez has ace 9.
Now, we can see Johnny's got Ferez dominated, but sometimes he would be opening with king and queen high.
Ferez, 3 bets to 340,000. Our qualifier folds the big blind.
Time to get it in, buddy boy.
All in.
Johnny shoves. And gets called.
All right, Johnny, chin up. You're a 70% favorite to double up, and you can't get bluffed on the river.
Shark Cage qualifier Karin Bruteig among the Norwegians on Johnny's rail. The flop is 9 high. Oh, come on, give Johnny a break.
That is just awful. I don't even know what to say other than rest in peace, Johnny's minibar.
He's down to 12% equity. He needs one of the 3 remaining queens. And he needs to see that queen on the river.
I feel awful for Johnny, but hey, this is good for somebody.
The river card is a 10.
GG.
Johnny Lodden falls short again.
Ferez can't be stopped.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Here you go. Good luck.
Do not expect to get that lucky ever, ever again.
Johnny Lodden, 3rd in season 9, 4th in season 11.
What the
So it's Ferez and El Asmar, the 2 amateurs, against the last remaining pro, now that Johnny's departed.
Yeah, of course, it's a great score. It's a new final table, 4th place. I don't have 4th place, so I can cross that one off. But still, the 5s is going to haunt me for a long time. Cost me an EPT title and 600k euros probably. It was hard when you don't have anything to work with. You try, and then I finally pick up ace-queen and get it in ace-9, and that was not my fault to bust that one, but it happens. It's poker. I guess Adrian is the huge, humongous, but probably the biggest favorite that's been in EPT history with 3 left.
So Johnny's dream is over, but Spain's is very much alive. Johnny Lodden couldn't improve on his 3rd place finish at the PokerStars and Monte Carlo Casino EPT Grand Final. And he may always look back with regret following his fold with pocket 5s.
Straight away when he quickly calls the flop, I put him on he's floating this one. He don't believe me and I don't believe him. And it comes an ace on the river. I check and he jams. I'm so close to just put it in. I have chips in my hand and I'm just about to throw it in and then think about this.
So I waiting, don't move.
I was so sure it was on air. I was correct, but it doesn't help when you're an idiot.
So with Johnny Lodden out in 4th, 3 players remain, but that could be 2 because our qualifier is all in and behind.
Not Hadi El Asmar.
He's a 4-1 underdog with 2 cards to come.
Man, Muhyiddin Ferez runs better than Amadou Diaba. He won the silver medal for Senegal in the 400-meter hurdles in 1988.
Hashtag fun facts.
And if he busts Hadi El Asmar, he's only going to have 1 hurdle left.
El Asmar needs an 8 or a 6 on the river, or he's out in 3rd.
Ferez's brother praying for a brick.
The river is a queen. We lose our qualifier.
Thank you.
Hey, bravo.
Thank you.
For an online qualifier to finish 3rd in the grand final, that is something anyone can aspire to.
And we are down to 2 with the amateur taking the chip lead into heads-up play.
Now take your 6 figures and go back to your terrible life of being married to Miss Lebanon.
And now it's time to play heads-up for the title. It's come down to the young Spanish pro and the Senegalese businessman who has a 2-1 chip lead.
Je n'ai pas vraiment d'expérience en heads-up et ça risquera d'être une de mes grandes difficultés.
I play heads-up a lot, so I improve my game. I'm really confident in myself, so I think I will win.
It's poker and anyone can win, but this is the grand final, so the favorite might still be the guy who's been working toward and dreaming about this his whole poker career, but boy, has he got his work cut out for him.
Blinds of 50,000, 100,000 with a 10,000 ante. Mateos will have the button and post the small blind. He's first to speak. He has Queen 9 suited, and he raises. Ferez has Ace King.
Way too strong to not re-raise this heads up, and you're perfectly okay if it all goes in the middle.
He 3-bets to 600,000. Mateos elects to call and play a flop in position.
Kid's got a World Series of Poker bracelet. He knows what he's doing.
The flop gives Mateos 2 pair. A gut shot for Ferez.
Experience helps in overcoming a heads-up deficit, but running hot sure don't hurt.
Ferez does not continue. He checks. Mateos bets 800,000.
Kicking things off with a bet for pure value. And even though we know he's behind, I don't mind a check call here from Ferez. There are a lot of turns that could give him the best hand if he doesn't already have it.
He calls. The turn card is the deuce of spades, a total blank. Ferez checks a second time. And looks like Mateos will fire a second barrel into a pot of 2.8 million. He bets 1.4 million.
Even though Ace-King was often going to be the best hand pre-flop and on the flop, this is just way too big a bet to call. I think it is best to fold.
Ferez does fold.
El Comentador approves.
Mateos making up some ground, but still trailing. Blinds now 61-20. Ferez has ace-9.
Hey, that's his lucky hand. That's the hand he busted Johnny with.
He raises to 310,000. Mateos with 7-4 of spades.
Hey, we are heads up, and Mateos is going to have the post-flop advantage, so a call here is perfectly reasonable.
He defends. And what a flop. Top pair for Ferez, 2 pair for Mateos.
That is some post-flop edge, but also what a cooler. Heads up, this is a bigger cooler than the one where they keep a cryogenically frozen Marlon Brando.
425,000, the C-bet from Ferez.
It's got to be very tempting to raise here.
Mateos does check raise. He makes it 1.1 million.
Ferez might just think Mateos is trying to push him around, the big bad pro.
Three bet coming. 2.675 million.
Ferez has also got backdoor hearts. And once he's shown himself to have something here, it's entirely possible Mateos goes to play this fast as, which I am totally on board with.
All in.
Mateos moves all in.
Too many chips in the middle to fold now.
Ferez calls, and the cards go on their backs.
Dobles contra as-9. Doble stopper, sí.
Ferez has run pretty good this whole tournament, but that can all change in a blink of an eye.
Ace of hearts, 9 of clubs, pair of aces. Adrian.
The turn card. Jack of diamonds. So Ferez spikes an ace, jack, or 9 on the river. He's the grand final champion. 8 cards that give Ferez the win. It's a blank. A huge turning point in the match.
That was the big double-up opportunity he was waiting for. Now he's in the lead. Now he can put it away.
Adrian Mateos now has a 7-1 chip lead over Muheddin Ferez. And his friends and fans know that we are on the verge of crowning the first ever Spanish EPT champion. Back to the action. Mateos, commanding chip leader.
Well, this is a different story than before, eh?
Ferez with ace-6 of spades. He raises to 410,000. Mateos has him dominated with ace-8. He shoves on Ferez.
Ace on ace, heads up, one player short. This could be for all the monies.
Ferez calls! And this could be it.
He doesn't need an ocho, he just needs no seis.
More than half the time, Mateos seals the deal here. Here comes the flop. And there's the ocho!
That is just about gonna do it. It might finally be Ferez Bueller's day off.
It could be over on the turn. Spain has been waiting for its first win on the EPT for 11 seasons. And the wait is over! Adrian Mateos takes down the EPT 11 Grand Final! And a great showing from amateur player Mohideen Ferez, who finishes second.
Buenos dias, Adrian.
As the runner-up, Ferez gets 679,000 euros. For the win, Adrian Mateos earns more than $1 million.
Adrian, I don't think I need to tell you, you are the first ever Spanish EPT champion. How proud are you right now?
A lot. I'm so proud, and I want to thank you to all the people who supported me. Of course, I think that I will win one EPT. I don't know if I become the first or not, but it's one of my goals, and I'm really lucky to win the Grand Final. So for me, it's amazing.
Do you want to say anything in Spanish to everyone in Spain?
Sí, que muchas gracias a todos y que sigan apoyando en todos los torneos a todos los españoles porque se nota mucho el apoyo y eso creará grandes resultados entre nosotros. Muchas gracias.
Tierra Fuego. All right, everybody, let's get a big round of applause. We waited 11 years for the first ever Spanish EPT champion, our Grand Final champion, Adrian Mateos.
There's a feeling building inside of me. I can't hide it. I need to let it be free. I don't know how you're gonna take to it.
A little too early for this, huh?
If you understand just a little bit, oh, follow me. Show burning desire. Follow me. Set your heart on fire. Follow me. Take your love. Take your love. Follow me. Yes. High above. High above. There's a feeling building inside of me. I can't hide it. I'm gonna set it free.